practice, how are you seeing the guys really buy and execute more into the offense? Or are these guys kind of where you want them to be considering all the changes, or a lot more work to do?
It's always work to do, no question about that. But from where we started to where we are right now, very, very pleased. You know, guys are starting to learn what we're doing. It's starting to be more instinctual, you know what I mean? So now it's instinctual, we can play faster. So guys are doing very well. We cut back some on the install because we wanted to make sure that these guys, I guess for a lack of a better term, wasn't drinking, water from a fire hose, you know what I mean? Yeah, so we cut back on it some. But guys are starting to learn what we do, and they start to effectively do it in a manner that's pleasing to us. One thing about it too, Coach Bradley does a really good job with defense, man. It's been some great competition back and forth, offense and defense. Some days we have better days, some days they have better days. Some periods we have better times, than others. But, man, love the competition. Love the way the guys have been buying into what we're doing from an offensive perspective. The attitudes have been great. The effort has been great. I would say for every practice with the exception of one.
Has there been a specific quarterback that has stood out this spring?
They're all competing right now. They're all still learning. Specifically, I can't say that one is definitely ahead of another. Yeah, you know better. I'm not going to answer that question anyway. You know better. Yeah. Yeah, I know, right?
Ultimately, what do you want to see from whoever the starting quarterback is?
Yeah.
The traits and some of the attributes that okay, this is going to be our guy.
Number one, leadership. Being able to direct guys and get them lined up in different positions, things of that nature. And also a guy that can distribute the ball the way that we want him to distribute the football. Whether it's handed off when the safety is high on an RPO or when the safety comes down, pull it and throw it and things of that nature. But, leadership and being able to distribute the ball in a manner that makes our offense, high functioning.
We talked about the tight ends being a big part of your offense after the first day of spring training, and you mentioned obviously DJ and Jency
Yes.
as two guys that have been doing really good this spring. How are they just adjusting to your style of offense? And just talk to me about their spring.
Well, I think they see that, when we say the tight end is going to be a huge part of it, they really believe it now. They're going to be a huge part of what we do offensively. They are the ones that kind of gives us a different dynamic because we can do so many formations with those guys. So, whether inside, where they're lined up traditionally, where we got them split out, they see right now that they're going to be a vital part of what we do offensively. So they've been buying into it. The learning curve has been acceptable for right now. We still have to get better, because, I would say next to the quarterback position on our offense, that's the toughest position to learn because it's a mix between traditional tight end, fullback, as well as a wide out, so they have the most to learn.
Coach had mentioned that he wanted to see more out of receiver group as far as like depth, getting those second, third, and fourth guys up to speed. I guess what do you see from that group in terms of just execution, or like you said, being more instinctual and comfortable with the offense?
Yeah, we probably have about 5 to 6 guys right now that going into a game that we feel comfortable with playing. That number needs to rise. You know what I mean? It needs to rise. So some guys will have to come along, and I think it's a matter of them. What are you doing when you're not with us? You got me? You have to get into your playbook. You have to write these plays down. You have to study the film that we have. All of our installations are uploaded. You got me? So those guys have access to that. So what are you doing when you're not here with us? And I think the ones that are struggling right now, it's not a matter of talent. It's a matter of knowing what to do, being able to get that signal, interpret it, and go out and do it in a high-functioning manner. So that's what they're struggling with right now.
Coach, how fast do you want to play?
Very fast. You want to, if Coach Taylor will allow me, anywhere from, 75 to 85 plays per game. That's what you want to play. I think it does a couple things. It slows down the pass rush. You got me? So now you don't have to, be concerned about multiple protections and things of that nature. And also it gets us, base pictures because, a lot of times people just have a normal check or you're able to figure out what that check is to your tempo very, very quickly. So it simplifies the game. Also, it eliminates a true pass rush.
Coach, do you think you might have multiple quarterbacks play and again a game as opposed to as a package to switch up?
I can possibly see that with our talent. I can. I think all of those guys are talented, you know, but they do have different skill sets that lends to a certain thing that you want to highlight in your offense.
Coach Taylor was talking about how the offensive line doesn't have many guys, but they've been working really hard.
Oh, yes.
Talk about
Oh, my God. Yeah, those guys are troopers. You know, those guys, you know, Debo Hayes, man, he's going every single snap. You know, he hadn't missed a snap. You know, and that's buying into the culture. You know, that's buying to what we want to build our team on. You know, a toughness mentality. You know, whatever it takes to get the job done, I'm going to do it. So those guys that really have been buying in. Evan has been doing an amazing job as well, not only with the snaps that he's taken, but the leadership that he provides for the offensive line as well as our team. So I'm very excited about where those guys are headed.
Dovetailing off that, Coach said those numbers are kind of thin. Is it a matter of maybe getting more guys healthy or getting guys more acclimated to what the offensive system to kind of build that depth so, you know, Debo's not playing every single snap?
Yeah, getting guys healthy, number one, and then getting guys in. You know, so it's twofold. You know, we have some guys banged up, and also we need to get a few more guys here to play for us here.
Is there a major thing you want to see out of spring game for the offense?
Just consistency, you know, to make sure that we're making the right reads, that we're doing the right things, that when we call a certain play that everybody is doing it correctly and with all of the effort they can possibly put out on that particular play. So that's exactly what we're looking for from a spring game perspective.
Do it. Thank you.
No, thank you all.